Hey everyone, what's going on? Mendogs here for another video about the top 10 characters we wish were coming to MSF. I'm joined today with Perks.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
And with the introduction with, Dark Dimensions 4 coming out with Doctor Doom, as well as Doc Ock coming as the next Legendary, we thought this would be a fun video to have just our top 10 characters. And without further ado, I'll start. And my first one is Gambit. Just to know, we're not going to do a breakdown on each character. It's not like we're saying should be their basic stuff. We're just talking about characters that we like. I think Gambit would be amazing. His animations would be awesome. Throwing his cards around, I think they could really capitalize on that. And we've seen some of their awesome animations with Beast and stuff. I just think he'd be a really good, probably secondary X-Men team.
Absolutely, especially with all the X-Men that are currently out there right now. If we can make two X-Men teams, that would be pretty epic.
Yeah, the A team and the B team. We have a character later on that might help that second team out. So, so I think Gam would be awesome. Next character for Perks. So that was my first pick. This is Perks. Abomination.
Abomination. Just a great all-around villain. The counterpart to Hulk. It was one of my favorite villains, because originally he was a human and he wanted to continue to take the serum and everything like that, and then he just turned into Abomination. And originally he was just a badass super soldier. So I thought it was pretty cool.
I think that'd be pretty cool too. You could definitely show some. I don't know who you'd have with him. Maybe he's just a good standalone character.
Yeah, just like a good standalone tank. Make him a tank, like Hulk. You know what I mean?
But better.
Just, of course, always.
Hulk sucks in this game. We obviously excluded Doc Ock, and we obviously excluded Doctor Doom, even though they're characters we wanted. So we did include a couple of characters, but we didn't want to go too much into. And we had to change the list because we found that we had a lot of X-Men characters. So we branched off. But yeah, I think Abomination would be really cool to get in the thing. My next character was Spider Carnage. So Spider Carnage is where the Carnage symbiote attaches itself to Ben Reilly, who is Scarlet Spider. And they become like a crazy... He's not overly good, but he does stop the Carnage symbiote being bad. I think it'd be a really good addition to the symbiotes as that fourth person, and it could pave the road for Scarlet Spider jumping into the game. What do you think about Carnage Spider Carnage?
So you actually had to tell me a little bit more about him. I think it would be a great add to symbiotes. I mean, symbiotes are already OP AF in the game. To add him and possibly another one on this list coming down the road, we can kind of go from there. I don't know too much about his lore, but after you tell me a little bit about it, I've been reading up on him. I think it'd be pretty badass.
I think it'd be fun. Scarlet Spider or Ben Reilly's the clone of Peter Parker. So we probably don't need another, Peter Parker Spider-Man in the game, but I think he'd have a bit of Carnage abilities, maybe the mixture between symbiote Spider-Man and Carnage, and I think he'd just be a really cool addition to the game. Nightcrawler. Perks, tell us about Nightcrawler.
Dude, he's a badass. I mean, he can go anywhere. It's honestly probably one of the best fighters out of all the X-Men, I would say.
He has the advantage anyway.
Just because of his, if you can teleport behind somebody and just snap their neck with your tail, I mean, why not? I again, with the X-Men, and the amount of X-Men that are currently in the game, um, being able to make two teams with the X-Men would be awesome. And Nightcrawler really can kind of technically he is an X-Men, but he was also a Marauder. He was multiple things. He wasn't always good. He was not always good. So he has a little bit darker backstory too, just depending on like which route that Scopely would take with him. But I mean, still all around super badass. I think his animations would be super cool if they did them right.
I'd like him in X-Men. Like the second
Yeah.
X-Men team. And talking about, do we have enough for another X-Men team? I personally would love Professor X in the and I think he'd be interesting because you can imagine him probably not having attacking abilities. He's more of a support person. Maybe he can freeze the team like he does in the movies. When he freezes that scene. And so you've got Phoenix in one end, on one team, and then you've got Professor X on the other team. Not to say that they couldn't be both together, but just to make sure that you get those two really good teams as opposed to one awesome team and one okay team. So, I'd love Professor X. I would imagine due to his power, he'd have to either be a legendary or like more where you need a legendary character to get him. So maybe you need Magneto to unlock him because there's obviously all that rivalry. But yeah, I think he would be absolutely amazing to have in the game.
Yes, I agree.
I would like it though in the 90s. The 90s cartoon where he's got the yellow sort of hover chair. I think that would be cooler than just a wheelchair. But that's just me.
No, yeah, that's the one that I would want to. I wouldn't want like the live action version.
I don't know. Patrick Stewart did a hell of a job.
Nah, man.
That 90s. That was so good though. Moving on. Sebastian Shaw.
More X-Men. I think this would help round out the Marauders a little bit even more.
Yeah.
I mean, he made Magneto who he is today.
So do you want to talk a bit about? So we've obviously Professor X is a staple in the Marvel universe. People probably know about him, but you want to tell us a little bit about Sebastian Shaw, who he is, what his powers are?
Yeah. So his power is being able to absorb energy. So on a we said we're not going to get too much into the kits, but for this particular character, he being able to absorb any energy and stuff like that, I think that would be a awesome counter to any type of character that is fighting him, especially like a war defense or something along those lines. He is probably one of my favorite X-Men villains because he created Magneto. He made Magneto who he is. So, he knew that he knew that Magneto had the X gene, and he forced it out of him.
Yeah.
And that's where Magneto got his helmet from. As well.
He did in the movies. I don't think that's how it is in the comics. I think
no, it's not in the comics, but
because he's in the comics. Magneto actually helps him build Professor X builds the Cerebro, which is the helmet thing he has, and so he knew how to block it with the metal helmet. But I thought they really used in X-Men Origins. I really thought he is quite a big character too. I've been reading him since you mentioned him. He was one of the founders of the Hellfire Club, which is where Snow Queen, Ice Queen, Emma Frost, that's her name. Elsa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it go. So yeah, no, really, really cool character, and something a little interesting. Probably not well known, but definitely an interesting character. My next choice is the King of Asgard himself, Odin. I think he'd be probably later down the track, considering how strong Asgardians are at the moment. I don't know if you need to make them any more powerful, but I think the god of the the almighty king of the Bifrost. I just think
All Father.
The All Father, yeah, the Odin Force. I think he'd be awesome to have in the game.
Oh, absolutely. He's a phenomenal character. Phenomenally written. Great mythology behind him.
Yeah.
Just loved him. Loved it.
I loved him in Thor Ragnarok, and Thor's like, I can't do it. He's like, I've lost my hammer. And he's like, what? Are you the god of hammers? So Anthony Hopkins would be really cool for Thor. But yeah, I think once they fall out of favor, or if you maybe want to have like replace Hela with Odin, then Hela can go into like another villain's team. But I think we need Odin, right? He might be Dark Dimensions 5. But he'd be good.
Man. Dark Dimensions 5 is going to be Red Stars on Ultron.
Oh, far out, yeah. Maybe they might chuck him in the Ultimate Store, the 5 Red Stars, alright. Your next choice, really interesting one, Iron Spider.
Yeah, so me and you kind of debated about this. You said that he would go with power armor, and I was like, oh no, he's still a symbiote. And you're like, no, he's power armor. I think he could be both.
Or we can make Power Armor 2.0. I mean, it's like a nano suit, right? It's not really a symbiote suit.
That is true. It is a nano suit. Okay.
But it'd be pretty cool.
But it's a nano suit, and it's his symbiote like bio powers, because he's how he got his powers was through the spider. So the suit is just enhancing him. That it's not like he's not Tony Stark, where the suit, like, if Tony Stark doesn't have the Iron Man suit, then Tony Stark's just Tony Stark. You know what I mean? Like, he's just a super smart dude with a lot of money.
I think they talked about it where he's like, if we took away the suit, what would you have? He'd be rich, smart, one of the best. Peter Parker actually is one of the smartest in the universe, in the Marvel universe as well, which I don't think they've given too much credit for. It's him, Iron Man, and Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic.
No, Banner.
He's up there, but like of the 3 top guys, it's usually one of those 3. I mean, Doctor Strange is really smart too. So I mean, you're really debating. So when he gets the
Doctor Doom was smart.
Yeah, well, we're talking about heroes, man. We're talking about heroes.
Okay.
Doctor Doom is awesome. I can't wait for him in the game. So when he comes back with the symbiote suit, the black suit, he actually goes to Reed Richards, and Reed Richards tells him that it's a symbiote, not just a magical suit. So he was really cool. Actually, you sparked up the when you suggested this character. I was like, oh, Hulk armor, Iron Man in Hulk armor, Hulk Buster. That would be cool too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, didn't make the cut on the list because we thought power armor is we probably don't need to pump power armor too much, but Iron Spider would be awesome. I love SpiderMan, and the Iron Spider is just a really cool suit. This next one is he's pretty good. Keanu Reeves, Adam Warlock. Perks wanted me to Photoshop Keanu Reeves in every single one of the characters, but I don't have Photoshop yet, so it would have been paint and wouldn't have done it justice. The reason I use this picture is because he's rumored to be Adam Warlock, because Marvel wants him in the MCU, and it's rumored that he's going to be Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock is, if you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he's in that gold sarcophagus sort of thing. He is uber powerful. He is like he could smash Thanos into a billion pieces. He's up there. The Soul Stone is meant to be the jewel in his forehead, kind of like the Vision thing where he had the was it Power Stone, the Mind Stone. Super powerful. He would. I don't know how you'd get him. Maybe he's Dark Dimension 6. To do him justice.
Oh god.
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy he fights is like Mephisto, which is the equivalent to the devil in the world. You know what I mean? Like he's that powerful. But yeah.
Yeah. So when I originally saw that scene and I knew that Infinity Wars was coming and Endgame and all that stuff, I was like, oh, of course, Adam Warlock. He's gonna come and just fucking destroy Thanos.
Yeah.
Like I knew that was gonna happen. But that didn't happen.
Captain Marvel. Power of the Tesseract. So yeah, I'd love him. They're my top 5, and we'll go to now. Perks is man. If he could only choose one character, this is it.
This is the only person I want in the game. If I could have anyone, it's the Silver Surfer. He's hands down probably one of the best characters in the MCU.
Last night,
my
he was
opinion.
like, I would put all the money in the world on this to buy this character.
Don't listen to that, Scopely. Do not listen to that.
But it's totally true.
Yes.
Silver Surfer.
So and we talked about this, and people were like, oh yeah, well, think of, he's a herald of Galactus. I want the other heralds, or how would we put Galactus in the game, and this, that, and the third. I don't even care about Galactus. Silver Surfer.
That's all I need.
That's all I need. That's all I need. That's all I need.
He where would you put him? Would he be the fifth in Fantastic Four? He standalone plug and play character? Would you sort of envision him?
Solo. He can destroy everything.
You get more. He gets bonuses if it's just him.
It's just him. He can destroy planets. Like, what else do you need? What else do you need?
It's kind of like Adam Warlock. It's like sometimes you just got to bring them down a little bit. Thanos, because he's in the game, obviously, with the Infinity Gauntlet, and he can destroy half the universe. Well, I mean, it's some game mechanics, but Silver Surfer would be absolutely awesome. I recommend watch Super Hero Squad. It's a cartoon of the Avengers, and Silver Surfer's in that, and he's awesome. So that's our top 10. We'd love to hear, comment down below of the characters you want in the game. If you've got kid ideas, chuck them down there. Don't forget to like. But we actually have, surprisingly, a bonus round. Bonus round! I'll let Perks talk about Apocalypse and his 4 horsemen, and I will talk about Marion.
Yeah, so we were talking about this, and obviously Apocalypse would be with all the X-Men and everything like that coming in. Mainly, the only reason we're bringing Apocalypse is because of Angel. I'd rather just have Archangel. Yeah. I don't care much for Apocalypse. It's okay. I think there's better X-Men, better villains. Apocalypse was a badass, and his 4 horsemen. I like Archangel more than those guys, but I'll take what I can get. If that means I have to get Apocalypse and those 4 horsemen to get Archangel, okay, I'm okay with that.
I imagine that Apocalypse and his 4 horsemen will be like a new Black Order sort of thing, and I'd be cool with that. He's got so many powers. Apocalypse. He can change his form, pretty much indestructible. He's out of control. And Archangel, and that's why Archangel's on the side there, just absolutely bigger than anything, because Perks is like, I want a big, massive picture of him. I love that guy. And that's the image I'd want too, where he's got the metal wings, not him as Angel, but as Archangel.
Mm-hmm.
Preferably, I'd like him the good version, So he could be part of the X-Men team that we're forming, the second X-Men team. But he's got like missiles or something. I don't know. He shoots like missiles out of his wings. It's pretty cool. And the final character is the Mandarin. No, he's not an actor played by Ben Kingsley. He's actually a really badass. The rings are like from outer space, and they're individually powerful, but when you get the 10 rings, which is what he has, he becomes uber powerful. Apparently, they're bringing him back in one of the new, is it Liu Kang or something? A new Marvel movie. So hopefully they actually do him pretty much justice. He works. He has his own little faction, but he does join up with other teams. Another team, a guy that we thought about was Mordok as well. So the big-headed dude in charge of AIM, but we wanted these ones more. And we started going to top 10, and then it went to 20, and then it went to 25. I was like, nah, that's it. We're cutting it there. We'll just have these guys. But again, would love to hear your thoughts, guys. What characters do you want to join the game? Do you have kid ideas? Do you have like how we would unlock them? Which would be really good. So comment down below, like, subscribe, so you're not missing a thing. And as always, have a good one, guys. Cheers.